Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I hope that everybody can hear. There is an icon to activate the sound, and you can do it either through your computer or you can call in, and that will help you to activate and to be able to hear me. Thank you for joining our webinar for equipment suppliers, which is called Grow Your Business and Build Your Brand, of course, even in challenging times. What I would like to discuss today in the 25-minute webinar is first a short introduction about me and the company, our company's mission, the challenges and struggles encountered when selling products to terminal operators, our promise that I would like to give for those who attend this webinar, key learnings, and a toolbox which we think you need in order to be successful in this market, testimonials, and a reward for the attendees. Insights Global is an independent market research company specialized in petroleum and chemical industries. We offer different types of products. The first one that I would like to mention is the data services. And this is data around oil market fundamentals, such as barge freight rates, oil stock levels, and oil product flows. And we actually gather this data ourselves. Then we have market analysis services. And we produce reports on a daily and weekly basis on oil prices and the market circumstances in this industry and forecasting of fuel demand. We also have consultancy services, and these assignments are mostly done for terminal operators. Let's say, for example, if they would like to acquire a new asset, or if they have a financial quest. And the last one is Oil Academy, where we educate companies that are active in the oil and gas industry on how these markets work. And I would like to mention that Insights Global acquired tankterminal.com late in December 2016. Yeah, so that was a short introduction on the company. And about myself, I have 6 years commercial experience, and I have joined Insights Global a bit more than 3 years ago. And I'm part of the marketing and sales at Insights Global. The mission that we have is to create better functioning markets in the energy and chemical industry by providing insights and enabling intelligent decisions. So we speak to a lot of companies that sell equipment and services to tank terminal operators. We have a lot of calls. We used to go to conferences. Now that's not possible, unfortunately. And we noticed that most of the commercial managers or marketing managers or even business development managers, they recognize the vast potential of the global tank storage industry. But yeah, however, they still struggle to lock in revenue streams. And we always hear struggles such as the ability to understand developments and themes. They struggle to map the global storage infrastructure and struggle to identify qualified business opportunities. Yeah, of course, this requires time. You need to have the knowledge and the manpower to do the analysis thoroughly. Yeah, and somehow the data is still not comprehensive. And of course, this results in missed opportunities. With the current pandemic and the global lockdown, travel bans, social distancing, and events being cancelled, this struggle has become even more evident. The promise that I would like to give is that after this webinar, you will learn how to map your market with comprehensive data, to break it down in segments and approach business leads in your relevant segments, either using a one-on-one approach or on one-to-many communication approach. And the first key learning is how to map your market. And so there are about or more than 6,000 tank terminals globally that store some kind of liquid, ranging from crude oil till chemicals or biofuels. And as you can see, they're scattered around the world and serve different functions. For instance, you can have a trading terminal, an import-export, a logistics, or strategic storage, or it can be a combination of these four. And there can be four major oil hubs identified. We have ARA, Houston, Fujairah, and Singapore. And these hubs have a large concentration of terminals and show a lot of investment dynamics. And therefore they offer business opportunities. And if we want to take a closer look at these four hubs, we can see that the largest hub in terms of storage capacity is ARA, and then is followed by Houston, Singapore, and Fujairah. And in all these hubs, with the exception of Houston, which is a US-only party, Vopak is a key player in the trading hubs. So if we look at the table, ARA has the largest number of terminals and of capacity. It has 2 planned projects, and the top 3 players are Vopak, Kohle, and VTTI. And the second one is Houston. We see with 57 terminals, 29 million cubic meters, and it has the most planned projects. And again, we see Kinder Morgan, Magellan, and Enterprise. These are all US-born companies, are the top 3 players. Then Singapore follows with 21 terminals, 16 million cubic meters. And as we see, it has 0 planned investments. And we see again Vopak being among the top 3 players with oil tanking and Universal. And then Fujairah with 18 terminals and 11 million cubic meters capacity. And we see some planned projects. And again, Vopak, VTTI, and ADNOC being the top 3 players. So fully understanding the market structure can drive your sales efforts. Globally, there are around 1,400 terminal operators, of which about 800 are independent. And these operating companies manage more than 6,000 terminals and operate around 1 billion cubic meter storage capacity. And a quarter is operated by the companies below. So yeah, these are the top 10 largest players in the world. So yeah, as we say it here, getting a foot between the door of a multiple site owner can open doors to other terminals that they own. So if we look at the top 10 largest players, we see Sinopec being the largest, is followed by Vopak, China National Petroleum, Kinder Morgan, PetroChina, Oil Tanking. Then we have Marathon, Buckeye, Magellan, and Enterprise. And 6 out of 10, we can see that they are independent players, and 3 are captive. And what is interesting is that 5 of them are, again, US-born companies. And we have Vopak and Oil Tanking, which are European players. And then we see Sinopec, China, and PetroChina, which are Chinese state-owned companies. And of course, they have a big stake in this list. Yeah, besides a global scaled analysis, a microanalysis offers a lot of insights in an operator's global storage footprint. So a visual mapping of a terminal operator site can help in allocating the right sales resources. And in this case, we're able to see the various locations of 2 independent terminal operators. And we took, in this case, Kinder Morgan and Vopak. And we can see that Kinder Morgan concentrates mostly in US, while Vopak has facilities all over the world. So again, it is interesting to see when planning your sales approach. The global tank storage capacity, we saw that it has been growing gradually since 2005. And we have announced additions that show that more than 100 million cubic meters will be added in the coming 3 years. So this means opportunities to sell more equipment, products, and services to operators that are expanding. So therefore, it's extremely important to follow upcoming additions and current projects. So when choosing a target market, you might consider to focus on high growth markets. So it's the new business demand or the mature markets. And these additions, they're usually market driven. So they look at oil price regimes. And here is we're talking about contango and backwardation. And a contango market means that spot prices compared to future prices are lower, and if the price between the spot price and future price is big enough to cover for different costs. So let's say the financial cost, you have rental cost, and the storage fees costs. Then it makes sense for a trader to buy a product now and to sell it at a later time, to make profits. And in order to lock this opportunity, a trader needs place to store his product. So that is why it is important to look at contango and backwardation, because when you have a Contengo, there is a lot of trading and storing business. And at some point in an area, the storage capacity will be reached, and also the floating storage it will be full. So then at that point, you see that terminals are considering to make more investments in expansions or new projects. So it's very important to pay attention to these things. As I mentioned, the new additions, of course, offer new business opportunities. The second key learning is to break down in segments. This means that, let's say, once a target market or region has been identified, it is useful to break it down in comparable groups to fine-tune marketing messaging and to increase the target group engagement. So, for example, it might be interesting to look at, let's say, what kind of steel has been used to fabricate the tanks. You have different types of tanks. So we have clients that, let's say, produce paint. So for them, it's important to be able to narrow down the search to exactly the terminals that they are interested in. Or we have a client that sells software, and for them, it is important to look at all type of segmentation options. Let's say what type of tanks a terminal has, what cargo type, so how many products or how many different products they are able to store, or how many different access types they have. Because this usually means that terminal is a complex terminal. So then there is probably a need for automation. These are the interesting terminals for them to approach. This type of information can be essential to target only those terminals that really fit your optimal client profile. It is possible to go even more in depth and see how a terminal is performing. And here we are referring to marine terminals and their loading and discharging operations. So let's say if a terminal has a high occupied berth, then probably there is need for maintenance or a need for replacing equipment. It is also interesting to look at, what type of products is the terminal storing, which can also reveal some areas of improvement, which is again a need of service or equipment. So it is important to look at all these questions and answer them. Are there berths occupied? Are there a lot of vessels loading and discharging in a certain period? Are there high turnaround times? The answering to these questions can be derived by looking at the logistical performance variables. And as I mentioned, will reveal areas of improvement. The third key learning is to find and contact the business leads. So let's say after all the in-depth and thorough market research and all the target segmentation, commercial managers of product manufacturers and service providers need the actual contact details to reach their targeted terminals. This can be a phone number or an email, which gives the opportunity to directly contact them and to communicate their specific value proposition. And yeah, this can be done through outbound, and as we call it, it's a one-on-one communication. So you directly approach that specific terminal or commercial manager, or this can be done inbound with the digital marketing strategy, and this means structure email marketing campaigns, social media marketing with supportive content, website banners, or other digital marketing exposure. And yeah, this is what we call a one-to-many approach, which allows you to uncover potential leads. Yeah, so in our view, or from experience that we have from the calls or from what we see with our clients, this is the toolbox that a product manufacturer or a service provider in this industry needs in order to increase his or her chances of success. And as I mentioned, it is important to have insights in the market structure. So it is important to know the number of players, the capacity, the current state of the terminal, and to understand the market share. So who are the biggest players? Who would you like to concentrate on? Then to go further and have a segmentation possibility, and these are based on terminal features, and to build an ideal customer profile, and then to go even further and use a digital marketing strategy. So in inbound marketing, which allows you to gain marketing qualified leads, or to use a business contact details at hand. And this is a direct approach and gives you a sales qualified lead. As you can see from these testimonials, Insights Global worked with some well-established companies in the storage industry. So it's not only equipment suppliers and service providers, but also with port authorities or with even terminal operators themselves. Yeah, so we've reached the end of the webinar, and we have a reward in place. We have a slide package, and we would like to offer you the opportunity to book a guided tour. You can book it with me, and I can show you how the tool works, and we can look at your specific business case needs and problems. And you can request a 1 week customized trial, which gives full access to the tool, so you can experience yourself what was spoken in this webinar. And we would offer a free online advertising when purchasing a Pro account. And this is what I mentioned earlier. This is that inbound marketing strategy. So yeah, feel free to email me to schedule a tour. Do you have any questions? I think there are no questions at the moment. Please feel free also to email your questions to me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.